Contractor wants cash, we give him cash. Let's get it. It's about 100 degrees out here in Salt Lake. We are at the Triplex that I recently acquired, and today we're gonna go through all the steps about this deal. How I acquired it, we're gonna talk about how I negotiated it, how I got the money for it, and all the fine details, what I've done in the first month of owning it. So let's dive right into it. My name is Tanner Litchfield. I am an investor based here in Utah. Today I'm going to be talking about my Triplex. Where did I get this lead? So I wish that I could say that I got this with my own marketing efforts. This is actually one of my buddies who's a commercial agent, and he found this lead, but it wasn't that easy. My buddy Jake and I, we negotiated a ton with the seller directly, and we got it done. So let's talk about negotiating the lead. Okay, so like I said, my buddy introduced me to the lead, and here we are at the Triplex. It wasn't as easy, like it wasn't pre-negotiated at this point, so I had to do a lot to talk directly with the seller to figure it out. But what I did, they actually got an appraisal on this one, and so the purchase price was a big factor. The original seller, she was an executor for a trust, and with different people involved in it, what they came down to is that purchase price mattered a ton. So on this deal, we ended up coming in at 700 grand. That was most important to them. Purchase price and down payment were most important. So we got them their 100 grand as the down payment, and we were able to negotiate the interest rate on that. So we got our interest rate down to 4.5%, and the balloon was 5 years with an option to extend for 7. So on that extension, we have a 5-year balloon, but the cool part with seller financing is that you can put whatever you want in the contracts. So the option to extend to 7 years is only if the previous owner is still alive, or if he's not in hospice. If he passes away or goes to hospice, we no longer have the right to extend to that 7-year balloon. So kind of funky, but that's why I love seller finance. We can work around to find a win-win. So if you've seen any of my videos, I talk a lot about the negotiation side. So in this one specifically, I met her purchase price and her down payment, and I was able to negotiate the other terms to where it made sense for me. Now we're gonna go check out the third unit, the one that we're rehabbing, and I'm gonna tell you about how I acquired this property. Okay, so for this one, we needed $100,000 for the down payment, and we needed some money for the rehab, whether it was 30, 40 grand, somewhere in that realm. So originally, I had planned on using my own cash for this deal. However, my money got caught up in a flip much longer than I thought it would be, so it put me in a weird spot. So what I did is I found a private money guy who is now lending on this in the short term. So I have a year to get him paid off. My goal is to sell the flip and to pay him off directly after. So private money / using my own capital, that's what I did to fund this deal specifically. Okay, this is my buddy Chuck. He is helping us with the remodel. He is amazing at what he does. He's with Cassidy Construction. So Chuck has actually worked on this property for 15 years. And so he helped the previous owner, and obviously that helps us a ton because he knows the property better than we do. And so we're gonna keep him on board. So we'll walk in here, and I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about why I decided to pull the trigger on it. We're doing new floors. We got it painted. And we're gonna spruce this up similar to Unit 2. We got really good rents on Unit 2. After renting out Unit 2, it gave us a lot of confidence in putting money into Unit 3. So that helped us a ton. The reason that I like this deal specifically is because of the terms. In today's real estate market, it's extremely hard to make deals make sense with the high interest rates. But because I was able to negotiate with the seller on an interest rate, it made it make sense. So with that 5-year balloon, we can cash flow, it can grow in appreciation. So that's why I pulled the trigger. I originally thought this was gonna be a 7% cash on cash, and it turns out it's gonna be more like 10. Before we go into the final numbers, one thing I like about this property is it's side by side, and people like feeling like they're in a townhome more than they are a condo, so that helps with rents as well. All right, my camera died on the last scene. So we're gonna go over the final numbers now. Now, I bought this property for $700,000. And what we did on this one is a 4.5% interest only. And so the payments come out to be $2,250. And I have a 5-year balloon on this. And then for our rents, we got $1,250 for the first unit with the tenants are staying there. We didn't have to touch it. Second unit already remodeled, and we got $1,495 for that. That one's completely leased right now. And then the third one we just put up for $1,550, which I anticipate we will get. And so this is gonna put us right around $4,350 in rent. And it's going to cash flow at about a 10 or 11% cash on cash return. So I put about $100,000 down on this one, and that's where we get that cash on cash return. This is a solid deal, especially for where we bought it in Utah. I hope I can find more of these. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll update you on the journey.